Greetings and welcome to Careful Conversations at the Kitchen Table. My name is Jane Barton. I'm the Caregiving Ambassador for AARP, the sponsor of this program. And I want to thank you for coming to the kitchen table today to chat about some important issues around caregiving from the inside out. Today I want to address the subject of grief. And the reason that we're doing this is because grief is an inherent part of the caregiving journey oftentimes. If you are companioning someone who is challenged by the issues of aging or perhaps a serious illness, you will notice incremental losses, sometimes on a day-to-day, if not hourly basis. And those losses will precipitate a grief response. Now, the reason that I want to talk about getting grief, it means I want you to understand the grief process instead of being afraid of it. Now, C.S. Lewis, in his classic book entitled A Grief Observed, on the first page, the first sentence, he declares, "No one told me that grief felt so like fear." And that is our reaction for many of us when we are grieving. We're afraid of the intensity of our pain. We don't know how to deal with it, and we don't know what to do with it. And so today, I just want to invite you to learn more about the grieving process, to understand it, to become grief savvy, because that will serve you and yours well over the course of a lifetime, because we have so much to lose in the process of living. Human beings are relational. We attach to each other. We attach to ideas, to dreams, to hopes, to stuff. We collect a variety of things. And so we are always at risk of detachment. And detachment leads to that sense of loss and ultimately to the grief response. So understanding how that occurs and how we are to deal with grief can help you in this overall journey. First and foremost, what we have to recognize is that grief is our natural response to loss. It's that emotional angst that we feel. And instead of being afraid of it and trying to run away from it or ignore it, we need to have the courage to confront it, to deal with it, and to integrate it into our life because it is part of the lived experience. We also have to recognize that we have so much to lose over the course of a lifetime, not merely death losses, but other losses. We will grieve the loss of our health as we age, cognitive and physical abilities. We will grieve the loss of our sense of control and belonging when we have to transition out of our home. We will grieve the loss of relationships, perhaps a loss of purpose and identity when we retire. We will grieve the loss of hopes and dreams. And if life doesn't live up to our expectations, we may grieve the loss of our faith. And ultimately, we will grieve the loss of life for those that we love and our own life. So there is much to be lost over the course of a lifetime, and we will grieve mightily, sometimes continuously, for these myriad of losses. So it's better that we understand the journey than being afraid of it. Now, how can we do that? Well, I encourage you to learn everything you can about grief and mourning. You can go out on the internet, you can find some books, or perhaps reach out to experts in the field, grief counselors. If you are grieving today, realize it's a personal journey, but it's not private. Reach out and attend grief support groups. Request and accept courageous companions that will walk with you every step of the way. And if you know of someone who is grieving, be sure that you offer to be their courageous companion so they are not alone. So getting grief, this is a lifetime proposition, trying to understand how to deal with the losses in our lives. But just like in every other aspect of our life, knowledge is power, and knowledge will disarm the fear that you feel. So get grief, become grief savvy, understand how to deal and to integrate loss into your life. It will serve you well. So I want to thank you for stopping by today for a short chat, and I hope that you will return in the very near future. If you have any other questions or concerns, please check out the Caregiving Resource Center offered by AARP, or you can check out my website, Cardinal Life. The website addresses will be noted at the end of this video. I hope that our paths will cross again in the very near future. And until then, I wish you and yours many blessings on your journey. Take good care.